Well, math, civics, and sciences have turned it over 7 times in that first quarter compared to the Eagles' 3. You lose the turnover battle, it's hard to win a basketball game. So that's obviously key.
Sorry. Tyrese White is a 6-foot junior. Looks like a 3-guard offense here.
And the Eagles are very guard heavy this year. Here's Mayer setting it up.
Math Science is still in man-to-man.
They get a 3 for White. It's no good, and it's rebounded by Thomas, who's been dominating the boards. Here's Moore dishing it off for Caldwell, and it's way off the mark. Rebounded down there by number 20, Malik Williams, who brings some pretty good size for the Eagles at 6'3". Mayer, great feed, and the finish.
Great pass by Sheldon Mayer there to the junior Tyrese White for the finish.
That was indeed Tyrese White with his first bucket of the game, and boy, what a pass. 21-15 in favor of the Eagles. Math, Civics, and Sciences last year, 22-6. So they obviously know how to get it done. This is going to be one of the toughest foes for the Eagles in the coming weeks.
The Eagles are now in a zone, looks like a 2-3 zone. A little 2-1-2 with Malik Williams holding center.
Bounce flipped up and in, wow. Nigel Caldwell with the, almost like a circus shot.
Acrobatic shot, but it goes to the kids out there. Use the backboard. You never know what'll happen.
Man. Malik Williams with it. Takes a step in to avoid the 5-second call. But now back at to Chris Davis. Chris Davis fully capable of playing point guard. Him and Sheldon Mayer are pretty much interchangeable at that 1 and 2 guard positions.
Not a bad problem to have.
Not at all. Here's Mayer. Has some room, stops, pops, hits.
Nice dribble drive, stop and pop by Sheldon Mayer, showing that mid-range jumper. It seems like a lost art. The 10-foot jump shot, 8-foot jump shot. Well done there by Sheldon Mayer, way to get to his spot.
Sheldon Mayer's just so quick. They got to respect him on the drive, and then there's just a little bit of room. And he gets up in a hurry and just takes the jumper. That 3 ball is drilled by number 23, Alan Womack, and it is a 2-point game.
One thing you got to do over the zone is shoot the ball and shoot it effectively, and that was an effective shot.
Malik Williams hits it. Yeah, this is definitely going to be, I mean, it's obviously it's opening day, so you got all that going, all those jitters, all that anticipation. But also, like I said, this is one of the tougher opponents they're going to face on their schedule, actually. That 3 is jacked up and missed, but it's brought back down by Womack, who was stripped. I believe that was Mayer getting a hand in there to cause the steal.
It was.
Good save there. Dish to Hargrove. No good. Rebound Williams, puts it up. Comes off. It's out of bounds. It's going back to Math, Civics, and Sciences.
Tough luck there for the Eagles. 5:13 remaining in the second quarter. It's 25 for the Norristown Eagles, 20 for the visiting Math and Civics and Sciences.
It kind of feels like the Eagles are dominating, but I don't know. Every time the Eagles start to pull away, Math, Civics, and Sciences comes down, hits a big 3, or gets something in the paint.
That's right. A little offensive off-the-ball foul there.
Yeah, it's Alan Womack who they whistle.
Yep, looks can be deceiving in sports, that's for sure. A 5-point lead in basketball is certainly not nearly enough. And any team up 5 or down 5 is as close as the game is. Tie game, 5-point game, not much of a difference.
And the Eagles are really getting to the rim, but not necessarily always finishing, as we've recorded 7 missed layups for them, and that's not going to get it done compared to Math, Civics, and Sciences, who have 0. So I don't know. Got to keep getting to the rim, though. Don't settle for jumpers.
And if they would have made 3 or 4 of those layups, it would be a 10-point, 12-point game. So there's your difference.
Yep. That one's batted around, and it's out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Eagles, though. Of course, a lot of our fans are used to seeing just big blowouts by the Eagles. This one is going to be one you're going to want to stay tuned into, because this could go right down to the 4th quarter. And it's real interesting to see how this team, we kind of get a little preview of what this team's going to be like this year, because we really don't know a lot of these guys that well as basketball players.
Yeah, it's good to have tests like this on your, wow, Chris Davis.
Davis hits. He's been outstanding.
As I was saying, it is good to have tests like this on your schedule. Playing the cupcakes or the schools that just aren't as good don't really make a team better. They could help build confidence from time to time, but they're not going to make you X and O wise. They're not going to make you a better team. This will do that.
Davis has 9 to go along with all those steals and assists. That 3 is up and no good from Riddick, but it's brought back down by Thomas. He missed it, Another offensive rebound for Math, Civics, and Sciences. And Malik Williams knocks it away out of bounds, but it's going to stay down there. And head coach Dan Jackson of Math, Civics, and Sciences wants a timeout to talk things over with his Elephants.
4:07 now remaining in the second quarter, and great game here so far. Norristown Eagles, they lead by 7, 27-20.
And one thing with the Eagles this year, I feel like, last year, you know, Khalif Wyatt was the go-to scorer. Lorenzo Christmas was the secondary scorer. But this year, from what I hear and from what I've seen so far, and it's going to be more of a balanced attack. On any one night, somebody could have 15. Maybe the next couple nights, you know, they don't have as big a factor. I mean, it's going to be a lot of guys averaging around like 8 or 10 points rather than one guy averaging 20, one guy averaging 15, and everyone else averaging like 8 or less. It's going to be more balanced all across the board. So,
without a doubt. And from a sports perspective, from a team perspective, sometimes when you do have that dominant player, regardless of the sport, the other players tend to just stand around and watch. You end up being in awe instead of being in the right spot or making the right cut. These guys, it's like a simple machine. If they all work together, one pulls, the other's going to come with it, and they move around the floor together as one unit, not as one player and 4 other guys. So far, so good. We'll see as the season progresses.
And the Eagles have had a lot of trouble with Andre Thomas, who has dominated the paint with 5 rebounds and 3 blocks.
It's like 33 Alan Yates is back into the game.
See if he can handle Thomas. Here's Gredich driving, putting it up awkwardly. It's no good. Can the Eagles grab the rebound? They save it right to Gredich, and not a good idea.
Yet another simple layup. Little token pressure there by one guy.
Davis is fouled. So we got 3:43 left to go in the half. It's 27-22 Eagles.
It's a third team foul for Math and Science, and the first foul for number 15, Thomas Moore.
So Mayer will inbound. Of course, we mentioned coming off that outstanding football season where he rushed for over 1,400 yards.
Also into the game for Norristown, number 24 is Aaron Webb.
Davis lost it, but it goes into the hands of Webb just into the game. And now here's Mayer.
5 guys on the floor for Norristown: Sheldon Mayer, Malik Williams, Aaron Webb, Chris Davis, and Alan Yates complete the 5.
Davis puts up the 3 and misses, but there's a foul called here, and Math and Civics will take it.
Aaron Webb over the top there, his first foul, and that's Norristown team 3rd.
And also, just to finish up on that point about the Eagles being so balanced and everything, they're extremely deep. They can go quite deep on their bench. Of course, they're without Tom Smith tonight, who has to get some eligibility things straightened out as he is 19 years old or whatever the situation is there. He needs to get that straightened out. We hope to have him at some point as Mayer just rips it away. Mayer to the basket, hard to the floor. He's all right, though.
Sheldon Mayer, not only did he show football strong on the defensive end of the floor here, but he showed football tough at the other end as he falls down. Sheldon Mayer.
Yeah, he's what? I don't know. They list him at 5'8". I don't even know if he's all of that. But
I go by 5'8", so we'll call him 5'8".
Yeah, sure. But his heart, his desire, his passion, it kind of cancels that out.
Again, yeah, as we said earlier, it's those intangibles. You can't measure it. You can't measure heart. You can't measure passion. And you can't measure the want and the will to win and succeed.
Well, he missed the first free throw. Also a very intelligent and mature player. Always makes the right decision. Doesn't take bad shots. Doesn't turn the ball over. But he misses both free throws. And the rebound goes to Kwame Gredich. Here he comes. Goes off to Moore. He'll pass it back out. And now it's Riddick.
Norristown still in that zone. It seems to have calmed down and slowed down this math science school a little bit.
Gredich well short on that little floater.
And it does. It produces a tougher shot there on the floater as opposed to a simple layup.
Here's Yates taking the short jumper. He misses it. The rebound comes out all the way to Mayer. Puts it up. Puts it in. Sheldon Mayer.
From last year to this, that does look like a fresh jump shot. Something he may have worked on. The release is smooth. The trajectory is high. And he's finding the bottom of the bucket.
And I think he's going to shoot a lot more this year, like I said. with some of the scorers gone from last year.
And maybe with more confidence just because there's no actual go-to guy, as we keep harping on.
Riddick misses, but Gredich tried to clean it up. He also missed. To the floor goes Aaron Webb to get the rebound. And it's
possession arrow is to, possession arrow for the Eagles, it looks like. No, that's incorrect. The referees are a bit confused here. Possession arrow is pointing for the away team, the math and science here. And that's what the scores table is trying to let us know as well. Slight confusion, and they have worked it out. 2:09 remaining in the second quarter. 29, Norristown leads 29-22, 7-point lead for the Eagles.
I'm Mark Hollins, going with Jared Elias, bringing you Norristown basketball. Game 1 for both of these squads. Both of them coming off of great seasons. Down all the way into the backcourt, but that's legal. And as I said, we'll be bringing you Norristown basketball on NASD TV all year long. Here's more. Now it's inside for Amin Muhammad. Being swarmed though, tips it away. Moore comes up with it, still loose now, and Davis ends up with it.
The big fella there for math science needs to keep the ball up over his shoulders. That's the effectiveness of being a tall guy. He brought it to the floor, and the Eagles are just swiping and stealing today, and they did.
But Davis, out of control, loses it out of bounds, and Math Civics Sciences will take over with 1 minute and 44 seconds to go in the half, and they have a 7-point deficit.
Back into the game, he was out so fast I didn't notice. Sheldon Mayer's back in, and he's going to spell Chris Davis for the moment. Also back in 15, McCrary, and number 5, Jaquan Hargrove.
That turnover just moments ago was the 10th for Math, Civics, and Sciences. That's too many. Gredich back over to Caldwell. Here's Gredich. Math, Civics, Sciences passing it around the perimeter. Gredich with a nice little spin move, tries to get to the basket, but it's ripped away by number 20, Malik Williams. Williams tried to take it himself and ends up getting fouled.
Yeah, a little out of control down that end by Math, Civics, and Sciences. Norristown took it aggressively to the hoop. Malik Williams there, the junior, went strong to the bucket. He was able to draw the foul. Good job. That's the 15th foul for the Math Sciences, and they'll inbound below the basket.
Maryland inbound it, not a shooting foul, I guess. Oh, now we got numbers. Nigel Caldwell all by himself slams it down for 2.
Slammo Jammo. Just under a minute now remaining in this opening half, and just as we said earlier, we got a ball game, 29-24.
Dangerous pass, but Mayer ends up getting fouled. Well, after this foul, it'll be 1-1 for the Eagles.
Math Science has 1 foul to give. Chris Davis is into the game, and he'll replace number 24, Aaron Webb, as Norristown will inbound right here in front of us.
Chris Davis has played the entire first half and hasn't lost a step of that quickness. He's obviously been the brightest Eagle today, in my opinion. And like I said, who knows? On any given night, it could be any guy with this squad. It's not necessarily like last year where 90% of the time, Khalif White is the star of the game.
Fun to play for the players and fun to watch for the fans.
Mayer gets a screen. Here's McCray, gets it back out to Mayer.
35 seconds in the opening half.
Is it too early to think about trying to get the last shot?
I would do it.
Instead, Mayer will bank it in.
I don't know if he called glass, but
I
it
don't
still
know
counts
about
for
that.
2
Yeah.
points.
Here's Moore bringing it up.
7-point lead for the Eagles, and there's 16 seconds left.
Moore from way deep drills it.
Little NBA range for the youngster from
man.
Math Sciences, and that brings the game yet closer. 4-point lead for Norristown.
Wow.
5 seconds remaining.
Just like that, too. Here's Davis from the corner, has 2 seconds. Malik Williams from way deep. Off the mark, and that's going to bring us to the conclusion of the first half. It's opening day here at Norristown Area High School, where the host Eagles have a 31-27 advantage on the visiting Math, Science, and Civics Elephants.
Good basketball to watch, certainly in the first half. Sloppy would be my best adjective to describe it.
Very
turnover
fast-paced.
total is, there's over 20 turnovers, it looks like, in this whole game. Something like 17 turnovers committed by both teams. several steals, back and forth action. The math science team has lots, I must say, lots of easy layups. Second half should be exciting.
And Andre Thomas, although just with 4 points, has been a huge factor with 5 rebounds and 3 blocks. And then, of course, for the Eagles, Chris Davis with those 9 points. Sheldon Mayer picked it up in the second quarter. He ends up the half with 9.
Yeah, and the young fella Thomas from Math Sciences was dominant there early in the game, but you did start to fade as the half went on and produced a little bit less. The quick Sheldon Mayer and the Chris Davis combination for Norristown certainly had an impact. And like you said, I don't think they're getting tired. Those guys could look like they could run and run all day.
Yeah, and here's my assessment of the first half. Great perimeter play by the Eagles with all that speed and quickness from the likes of Mayer, Davis, and Hargrove. All that speed and quickness is completely on display. But also inside, questioning their bulk a little bit as they were dominated at times by Andre Thomas. Of course, they're without Tom Smith, Bryant Bayless, who they were perhaps expected to have, but Alan Yates in there. He was outplayed, quite frankly, in the first half. And the Eagles really had that out to almost double digits. But then, you know, just a couple big baskets down at the other end, that long 3 by Moore, and bang, it's 4 points at halftime. I mean, it should be like 7 or 8.
It should be, with all those layups they gave up and all the layups they missed, perhaps. But that's why they play the game. Hey, the second half should be exciting, and we'll see what kind of changes and adjustments coaches make at halftime.
Yep, Coach Mike Evans, one of the best in the business, no doubt about that, with his track record over the past 2 years. But for now, I'm Mark Kodensky, that was Jared Elias, and we hope you'll join us for some exciting second half action because this is going to be a great game.
Don't go anywhere.
Yep, we will see you after a short break. You know, like game every night, basically. It's gonna be good. It's on. It's on. I know. We're back. I'm Mark Kodensky along with Jared Elias on NASD TV Sports. It's the Norristown Eagles basketball boys varsity opening day against Mass Civics and Sciences. Sheldon Mayer, Jaquil Hargrove, Chris Davis all had great first halves. Davis and Mayer with 9 apiece. Davis off on the 3, but Hargrove nearly cleaned it up. Now Yates is denied, but Hargrove gets yet another opportunity, and they miss it, and flying for the rebound is Nigel Caldwell. Yates puts it back up and
well,
gets
I guess
it.
5's it showing there, 5 opportunities, and they finally got one.
Can't give them that many opportunities. And you know what? The Mass Civics and Sciences has been dominating the board so far, but right there, the Eagles kept batting around, keeping it alive, and they end up putting it in.
Good sign, a little energy coming out of halftime. On the floor for Norristown, number 10, Chris Davis, along with Sheldon Mayer. Number 15, Rasheed McCrary. 33 is Alan Yates. And I guess number 12 is Jaquil Hargrove. That's 5 on the floor for Norristown.
Thomas couldn't get it to go. Yates grabs the board. And here is Mayer. Mayer with a great first half with 9 points, an assist, a steal.
Math and Sciences is in a zone here to start the half.
McCray dishes it out for Yates. Passes up on the 3. Here's Davis, puts it up. Can't get it to go. Not a bad shot, but no finish. Riddick in transition, missed it. It's put back up and missed by Gridich, and now here comes Davis as that fast pace we saw in the first half is back here for the second half.
Good pursuit and hustle there by Yates. I think he got a piece of that layup for the block shot.
Davis getting it down low to Yates, who drops it, puts it back up, and has it denied by Thomas. That is his 4th block of the game here. Is Gridich laying it up and in, all created by the great defense by Andre Thomas, who's been the star for Math, Civics, and Sciences. He's kept them in this game.
A little report at halftime. Sheldon Mayer is a little banged up from that fall at this end of the floor here.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see how he feels as the half progresses.
Here's McCray, dishing it off to Davis, who wasn't expecting it, and it goes right through his hands.
Little hot to handle there. You definitely have to weight the pass properly, especially in close confines like that. You don't want to handcuff your teammate.
So here is Gridich, who's been playing point for the Elephants for most of the time. Hargrove with the active defense. And boy, the defense for the Eagles team has been great. In-your-face pressure, a lot of quickness, a lot of steals.
Norristown's also in the zone. It's a 2-3 zone. Yates in the middle, coming up high.
Riddick driving, baseline, floater, no good. And there's a foul called, a loose ball foul. And the Eagles are going to take over.
Foul's on Yates. That's number 35, Yates. Beg your pardon. That's 35, Andre Thomas from Math Sciences. We are just over 2 minutes into the second half. Norristown leads 33-29.
And yeah, like we said just before halftime, the only questionable aspect of the Eagles game has been their inside play, hence the 4-point lead. But yeah, Hargrove, Davis, and Mayer, if tonight's any indication, that's going to be kind of the nucleus that this team kind of is built around. But as we said, we don't know. It's early to tell. But boy, they've all looked really good.